everyone, I am Priya Rathod, a postgraduate student in Department of English, Maharaja Krishna Kumar CG, Bhavnagar University. As a part of my self-study activity, I have prepared this comparative video essay on the two contemporary Hindi films, Vidhu Vinod Chopra's 12th Fail 2023 and Ashwini Iyer Tiwari's Nil Battey Sannata 2015. Rather than discussing the stories or character, this video examines how cinema creates meaning through its formal language. My analysis focuses on cinematic techniques such as cinematography, mise-en-scène, editing, cinematic storytelling, affect theory, as well as tone and texture, and temporal realism. These techniques represent how both the films transform theme of education, aspiration, struggle, and social mobility into emotionally engaging cinematic experiences. So let's begin with cinematography in 12th Fail. Cinematography is the visual language of cinema through framing, lighting, composition, color, and camera movement. It shapes the audience emotional experience. When Manoj arrives in Mukherjee Nagar, the film shifts from the warm, open landscape of Chambal to crowded urban spaces captured through handheld camera movements. The lighter framing makes Manoj appear isolated within the city, while the cooler color palette reflects his emotional displacement. Instead of explaining his anxiety through dialogue, Vidhu Vinod Chopra allows the camera to communicate it visually. Here, cinematography becomes an active storytelling device rather than simply recording events. Second, mise-en-scène in 12th Fail. Mise-en-scène includes everything arranged within the cinematic frame, setting, props, costume, lighting, and blocking. In Manoj's rented room and library, the minimal furniture, stacks of books, repeated costume, confined space immediately reveal his financial condition. Every object contributes to this narrative. These books are symbols of aspiration, while the modest production design reflects realism rather than cinematic glamour. Thus, the visual environment itself communicates perseverance and ambition without relying on dialogue. Let's discuss the mise-en-scène in Nil Battey Sannata. The modest house, worn household objects, simple costume, and natural lighting establish Chanda's working class life without exposition in the movie Nil Battey Sannata. The production design appears lived in rather than artificially constructed, reinforcing the film's realism. Through setting and visual composition, the film presents poverty with dignity instead of spectacle. Cinematic storytelling in 12th film. Cinematic storytelling follows the principle of show, don't tell. Meaning is created through visual composition, performance, sound, and editing. In this sequence, Manoj's emotional transformation is communicated through silence, close-ups, body language, and meaningful gestures. The embrace with the elder family member becomes a visual metaphor for encouragement and renewed hope. When Manoj quietly returns to his books, the audience understands his determination with explicit dialogue. The film represents how visual storytelling can communicate character development more effectively than words. Editing in 12th Fail. Editing organizes shots to create continuity, manipulate time, and establish emotional rhythm. The study montage uses parallel editing and montage to compress Manoj's long preparation into a short sequence by moving between studying, conversations, and stopwatch and daily routines. The film conveys that every aspect of his life is directed towards a single goal. The measured rhythm of the chords, restrained background, score reinforce discipline and determination. Here, editing itself becomes the narrative. Tone and texture in Nil Battey Sannata. Tone refers to the film's emotional atmosphere, while texture describes the visual and sensory quality. When Chanda joins her daughter's classroom as a student, the wide framing initially creates humor through visual incongruity. However, carefully placed reaction shots and close-ups gradually shift our response from amusement to empathy. The classroom ambience, natural lighting, realistic production design remain unchanged, yet the emotional register transform. The film therefore demonstrates that comedy and pathos can coexist within the same cinematic movement. Temporal realism and the long take in Nil Battey Sannata. Temporal realism preserves the natural duration of events rather than compressing them through montage. This approach is closely associated with Andre Bazin, who believed that cinema should respect the continuity of real time and space. In the Nil Battey Sannata domestic labor sequence, Chanda and Apu perform everyday household work through extended, minimally edited shots. The observational camera, natural lighting, and digestive sound of utensils and conversation encourage viewers to experience the rhythm of everyday life. Instead of reducing domestic labor to narrative shorthand, the film grants it cinematic importance through duration itself. Now compare both films when viewed side by side. 12th Fail and Nil Battey Sannata present two distinct cinematic approaches to education as a path to social mobility. 12th Fail creates emotional intensity through rhythmic editing, using close-ups, reaction shots, and parallel editing to compress time and heighten tension, allowing viewers to experience Manoj's anxiety through affect theory. In contrast, Nil Battey Sannata embraces realism through long text, patiently observing Chanda's everyday life and reflecting Andre Basin's idea that continuous time preserves reality, while 12th Fail immerses the audience through compression and emotional intensity. Nil Battey Sannata creates immersion through duration and patience. Despite the different cinematic strategies, both the films represent that cinematic form itself becomes the argument, expressing perseverance, dignity, hope, and transformative power of education. Before we reach to conclusion, I want to apply the futuristic scope of affect theory in the movie 12th Fail. So let's know about it. Affect theory in 12th Fail. Before Manoj answered the interview questions, what do we actually experience? Affect theory is a field, literary and cultural theory that studies how emotions and feelings are experienced through the body before they are consciously understood or expressed in words. In 12th Fail, the interview scene illustrates affect theory through sustained close-ups, restrained camera movement, measured pacing, and Manoj's embodied performance. His breathing, facial tension, and silence allow viewers to physically experience anxiety before recognizing it as a fear or hope. The interview rooms, neutral lighting, and minimal sound design further intensify this emotional experience. This scene represents how cinema communicates through bodily sensation before intellectual interpretation. So, to conclude, we can say that 12th Fail and Nil Battey Sannata show that cinema creates meaning through its formal language, not just through cinematography, mise-en-scene, editing, affect theory, tone and texture. Both the films represent education, aspiration, and social mobility in different yet equally powerful ways. While 12th Fail focuses on individual perseverance, Nil Battey Sannata highlights the dignity of everyday working class life. Together, they remind us that cinema communicates through images, sound, time, and performance, engaging both our emotion and understanding. Thank you for watching.